seeing the Lord's deep touch on you the last few nights, last night included, the night before that, what do you feel like he's doing? What is the Holy Spirit doing with you? What do you feel like he's saying?
I don't know. I'm just open to it. I feel like on my insides, I feel like my whole body looks like I should be a fish out of water. Like I feel like my whole body inside has been vibrating since I got here. And it's overwhelming in the best way. And it just keeps intensifying. But I can't help but think, like 6 months ago, the Lord said to me, I'm so much better at being found than you are at introducing me. And it shot through me, and I was upset about that, but I was also so relieved by that. And I felt like he asked me to just start setting a table for him, for people, for the presence in a different way. I feel like there are little things that he's asked me to do, not that those are important in this moment, but I feel like he's reintroducing himself. I've been a pastor's kid my whole life, and I saw the real Jesus in my parents. And I've walked with God my whole life. There's no one I love more, but there's something that's intensifying about his company, keeping company with his presence is more precious than keeping company with anyone else. Anyone else, you know. I feel like I'm coming home when I'm here. I don't even have words for it yet, so it feels hard to even talk about. But I do feel it feels like a slow possession is happening. Like he's taking me up on my Jesus, have everything. You have to have everything. You must be everything. He must be everything. He must be everything. And I feel him becoming everything in my, not just in my words, not just in my desire, but I feel it in my body.
Can I say something to you?
Yeah, please.
ستيفاني, I'm going to tell you something that I felt last night. You know, when I was talking to the kids after the service, and I felt it when you came, when I was at that lunch before this meeting. While I was talking about the fellowship of his sufferings. And you were crying the whole time, young lady. You know, very few of us are chosen to comfort the Master. You're one of them. Because I sensed it last night with her, you know. She's on the floor. Her head is almost where my feet were, you know. And all those kids were sitting on the floor, and God's power hit really strong back there last night. And when I was speaking, did you know you were trembling? You were shaking. And I wondered, like, why is this young lady having an experience? You know, there are not many Basilia Schlings. Come here. Come here. Come sit between us. There's not, bring your mic with you. Give her a mic. There's not many Basilia Schlings. There were not many Basilia Schlings on the planet when she was alive. But she affected millions of us with one message: to comfort the Son of God. And that was a message none of us heard or wanted to hear, because we saw Jesus in a different light, like he doesn't need our comfort. But the Bible is clear that Paul the Apostle, his greatest cry, and he was 59 years old almost when he said those words. He passed away shortly after that, by the way. That I may know him and the fellowship of his sufferings. He said that. That's his cry, was to share in the sufferings of the Messiah. You know, it took me years to even understand, like, why would Paul say that? Like, why would he say that? Because he was a lover of the Master. Jesus was all to him. And think about what he gave up, as he talks in Philippians, you know. All that knowledge that he had as a Pharisee meant nothing. To receive the excellency of the knowledge of the Son of God, he gave up everything. Nothing meant anything to him. You know, before I die, I have one request from the Lord: that he would allow me to understand what I just said and to experience it. Well, young lady, you're going to experience it probably before I do. And God's going to use you. And you know, you told me how your daddy, you like you would go down and you'd see him watching my program and he was crying.
In the middle of the night, I remember being in school. Oh, my parents, they're so beautiful. The legacy is amazing.
But you see, it's in you already, you know. That
It is. Just wake up in the night and Dad would be weeping to the light of the TV watching.
But you have to understand that you already have it in you. Like, why would your daddy be weeping? For one reason: he adores Jesus. And your mom, same thing. And now it's in you, you know, that faith is in you. Like, you know, Paul tells Timothy, the faith in you was in your grandmother, you know. Well, it's in you. And I loved what you said, Jenny, about your grandparents. And I want to say something to you about it, can I? But I got to tell you, nourish that. I mean, Michael gave you that mic for a good reason. Nourish that sweetness with the Lord and shut the world out. And the Lord's going to use you to bless many saints, because right now he's looking for what you've got.